How we doing, everybody? Figured I'd give you guys a little update of what's in the shop. First off, we have this Generac Megaforce 6500 watt generator that is going to be getting a valve job. Guy ran out of fuel when the guy was using it, and it would not restart. So checked it out. Had very little to no compression. So we did a leak down test and determined it was leaking out of the exhaust valve. So I pulled the cylinder head, and looking through the exhaust port with a flashlight shining at the valves, I can see light coming in around the valve. So I'm just waiting on a valve spring compressor so I can take the cylinder head apart to do a valve job on it. So I'm going to be cleaning everything up, lapping the valves, and putting everything back together with a new top end gasket kit, a couple other minor little parts, and that's it for that one. Got this Excel pressure washer. It's got a Honda GC160 on it. I did get it to run, however it was overspeeding, and then also it wouldn't restart. So what I did find was that on these Hondas, they have a little spacer slash insulator block in between the carb and the engine. And what I found is that somebody had been in here before, didn't know what they were doing, and they had that spacer in the wrong spot as I dump everything. But this is a little spacer, and I did find it broken, so I'm waiting on a spacer as well as intake gasket kit. And we're going to be running the carb through the ultrasonic too, as I did find some debris floating around in the carb bowl. It's not too bad, but it will go through the ultrasonic for half an hour. Got a little Home Light backpack blower. I did repair that previously. It was starting to leak some fuel on the dude. So I did find that somebody had been in there before, and again, they didn't know what they were doing, and they made the holes for the fuel lines in the fuel tank too big. So it's weeping fuel out of those holes. So ended up having to order a fuel tank for it. I have the tank. I just need to put it back together, replace the tank. Got this DeWalt pressure washer here. It's got a Honda GX160 on it. That one was a pretty simple one. It was just a carb cleaning and a new float bowl gasket. Works excellent. Got this little MS170. Needs a pull cord and just a general get running, tune-up, service checkout. Got this Husqvarna yard tractor here. It's got a 23 horse Intech V twin, and it was only running on one cylinder. Had a bent intake push rod on cylinder number 2, which is this cylinder right there. Replaced the push before I get ahead of myself. Did a leak down test per my friend Joe down in Georgia, and only had 2 to 3% leak down. So we know my cylinder and the valves and everything were okay. I confirmed that the valves were opening and closing all the way, which if they weren't, which would indicate a problem with the valve guide, which is a common issue on these Intech engines. But that was fine. So we put 2 new push rods in it, adjusted the valves on both cylinders, and 2 new valve cover gaskets, and now it's running excellent. I put an hour on it mowing my yard, so guys coming to get it tomorrow. And the last thing we have here is this Champion generator. I think it's either like 3,500 or 4,000 watts. And guy wanted to get it going. He found it out back at his in his shed, and ended up needing a fuel tank. So he bought a fuel tank for me. It's a universal one. So it's red, but it'll work. But first though, I did confirm that the engine was good. Oil level was fine. Good compression, spark everything. I did spray some carb cleaner down the carburetor. Got it to run for a few seconds with my drop light hooked up to it, and the light did hook up, or the light did light up, which indicated that generator end is working. So I just need to run to Ace tomorrow after work, grab some bolts for the tank, as well as another bolt like this one. Somebody's been into this one before, and looks like they lost one of the screws, so I want to make sure all the screws are the same. So also ended up cleaning the carb on it, new fuel line, new bowl gasket. And actually one thing I wanted to touch on was bowl gaskets for these Chinese engines. That they're kind of like a Honda clone engine. Now if it's like a 196cc, it's probably a clone of the Honda GX200. So I ended up buying this 10-pack of Sten's float bowl gaskets for Honda engines, and they work absolutely perfectly for float bowl gaskets. So now, when I need a float bowl gasket, I don't have to buy a carburetor to get what I need. I can just clean the carb in the ultrasonic and put a bowl gasket on it. And actually, one thing I've also recently invested in is I saw this on Ken Small Engines channel, but a kilowatt meter for measuring voltage and frequency on generators. Good thing to have. And on Amazon, this was about $35-40. I did test it in the house. It works just fine. Actually, I'll plug it into the power strip here on my toolbox. And we got 111.2 volts. I can change it to a frequency. We're right around 59, 60 hertz. So, nice tool to have for working on generators. So we're gonna end this here. I just want to say thanks for watching.